This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Ferrari haven't been able to challenge Red Bull in the same way we all hoped they would this season. A combination of strategy errors, poor development and driver errors have left them well off the pace. For a lot of fans, it's just been the same old disappointing Ferrari, but at Monza, everything is different. It's the home of the Tifosi, and failure is simply not an option. So what are they going to do about it, and can they really take the race to Red Bull? We all know just how strong the RB18 is at this point. The car really has no weakness when Max Verstappen is driving. For Perez, the car is a challenge to drive, but even in his hand, the RB18 is a point-scoring machine. Red Bull have shown they can be consistent across all types of tracks so far, with the recent floor directive introduced at the Belgian Grand Prix also seemingly unaffecting them. Max Verstappen was quick to point out their strengths after the Dutch GP. No real weaknesses, but we know at some places where we are stronger than others. We know on the high downforce track that it's a bit more difficult situation to get the best out of our package, Verstappen told the media. I think if you look at the whole season, of course, you have more tracks with kind of medium downforce levels, and I think our car is very efficient. So that's why I think we're all looking forward to Monza. Max has summed up Red Bull's dominance quite nicely for us. Red Bull's aerodynamic efficiency is incredible. They can create so much downforce while suffering from minimal drag. We think that's probably something to do with their floor producing far more downforce than anything on top of the car, but without borrowing an F1 level wind tunnel and simulation software, we can't be sure. So what have Ferrari got to do to get into a position to challenge Red Bull? When asked why Ferrari hasn't been gaining race pace as quickly as Red Bull, team boss Mattia Binotto said, "Honestly, I don't know. I think it's something which we need to look at reviewing. Is it the car itself which is not fast enough? Is it the car balance which is more difficult and tricky? It may be on the single lap you can run fast, but then in a race you lose confidence, and you do not have the right feeling in the car. So I don't know the answer, but certainly the experience of the race give us some more data to analyze because we need to react." Binotto might not know, but we think we do. Before we tell you our theory and fill you in on Ferrari's new upgrades, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace. We're currently using it to create a website for our community, and some of the features have been incredibly useful. The members area makes it super easy to monetize content and make your website not just a passion project, but a profitable project as well. The commenting features that you can integrate into your website means you can interact with your community with ease and build an online presence that people can recognize. How do you know what content to post though? Well, their analytics tells you what drivers or teams' content gets viewed the most, so you can tailor your future features to generate the most traffic. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/gpculture to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. We would love to see what you guys create and share it with our community. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc both said after Zandvoort that something in the car fell off. Carlos Sainz said, "It was super tricky to drive. We were always fighting the rear a lot. We had a lot of tyre overheating. Ferrari's balance has been incredible this year, which has helped them manage tyres really well. But if the tyres are overheating, then something must have changed that's affected that. The technical directive that was imposed in Belgium may be the answer to why Ferrari was so bad in the Netherlands." Mattia Binotto admitted that the team had found a way around the floor stiffness tests that were part of the technical regulations at the start of the season. Those have now changed after Mercedes raised suspicions that it might be happening, and Ferrari had to make some alterations. The floor of the F175 will now be more rigid, as the technical regulations intended at the start of the season. This would affect how well the complex suspension system they have works. We've spoken about it regularly on the channel as a reason for their speed in past races, but if now it isn't able to function as well or needs recalibrating to the new floor, that will negatively impact the car's handling and consequently its tyre management. Mattia even admitted as much in an interview at Zandvoort. "We were not quick enough, and maybe we need to simply review our packages that we introduced, or maybe in the way that we were balancing our car today. I think that the potential of the car can be high. It has proved to be higher since the beginning of the season, but right now it is not the case anymore. We think the packages he's referring to is the new floor they were forced to fit, so maybe we'll see another change for Monza. What we know they are doing though is fitting a new rear wing for the race. The budget caps are meant to eliminate teams' ability to bring race-specific upgrades to each track, but when it comes to Ferrari's home race, they can't afford to be counting the pennies. The new wing is especially designed for high-speed tracks, and with a nickname like the Temple of Speed, they couldn't have chosen a better place to try it out. It may have also helped them at Spa, where they finished 6th and 3rd, and the team had the wing ready then as well. But due to track temperatures and the risk of degrading their tyres too quickly, they chose not to use it. Through the speed trap at Spa, Carlos Sainz was second fastest on the day, but only 2.6 kilometers an hour faster than Max Verstappen. It's impossible to say if an extra kilometer or two an hour of speed would have made a difference, but it definitely can help, can't it? The only downside to the new wing will be a reduction in downforce. Considering Carlos and Charles were complaining about the loose back end and tough cornering, this might exasperate the problem. Remember earlier in the season when we were in Italy and Charles Leclerc came off at a chicane trying to chase down the Red Bull of Sergio Perez? I wonder if we might see a repeat of that happening at Monza. Binotto had set his sights on putting on a good performance for the home crowd, although he expects tough competition from the team's rivals. Now we go to Monza, where we can expect a warm welcome from our Tifosi, said Binotto. We know we can always count on their support, and it will be great to finally see the grandstands at the Autodromo packed out, after the limitation on spectator numbers last year because of COVID. We will do our utmost to make our supporters proud of us, even if we already know it won't be an easy race, given the performance level of our competitors. With Monza as Ferrari's home race, the team will be expecting the grandstands to be screaming their names all weekend. But if anything goes wrong, Mattia might be in trouble. The team errors off track this season have brought the wrath of the Italian media directly onto Mattia Binotto's head, and a mistake at Monza might be the straw that broke the camel's back, as they say. Carlos Sainz has insisted he's determined to enjoy his second trip to Monza as a Ferrari driver, despite his race to forget at Zandvoort, the looming threat of a pair of very rapid Red Bulls, and the weight of pressure from the fanatical Tifosi on the Italian F1 team at the home race. I'm racing for Ferrari in Monza in a competitive car, and then you appreciate it a lot more and you enjoy it a lot more, and this will be my target. And then let's see how the weekend goes, how the car performs, etc. But I'm going to be a bit more with that approach. Sainz especially will be looking to improve on his 6th place finish from last season and show the Italian fans and media that he has just as much skill as their favourite Charles Leclerc. This year's Grand Prix is the 75th anniversary of the Scuderia as a constructor, so expect a big show from the Ferrari team and the Monza circuit. Part of that is going to be a change in colour scheme for the weekend at the Ferrari garage. They'll be hoping that the yellow team gear they debuted midweek will make at least some difference. Perhaps the change is because Bulls are known to charge at anything red, and they're worried about Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez charging them down all race. Who knows, but at this point, they would give anything a go. Want to know more about what's happening in F1? Then click the video on your screen and we'll see you there.